Hi friends, welcome back to Money Connection. What is Money Connection? It is your channel, it's your YouTube channel to learn how to make money, get rich and lead a happy life exactly the way you want it. So today, what are we going to talk about? As usual, this is my question. Today, we are going to talk about the New Year resolutions that we all make. But before that, I'd like to greet you a Happy New Year. Now, what are New Year resolutions? All of us, almost every person on this planet, makes New Year resolutions. Those are basically goals or objectives that we set out to achieve in the forthcoming year. Of course, a lot of us have different New Year resolutions depending on our situation, depending on our circumstances, and depending on various other factors. Like some of these, maybe I want to quit smoking, I want to quit drinking, I want to get rich, I want to buy a house, I want to find a good job, I want to lead a happy family life, I want to go on a cruise, I want to go on vacation, and the list is endless. But most of us are unable to achieve these New Year resolutions. Why is that? In this video, I'll explain you why we fail to achieve our New Year resolutions, but at the same time, how we can go about achieving these New Year resolutions. Because unless we achieve them, there's no point in just setting these New Year resolutions, which are also goals or objectives that you have set for the next 365 days. So let's take a look at how to go about setting these New Year resolutions and importantly go about fulfilling them so that you can lead a very happy life exactly the way you want it. So friends, let us first discuss why most of us fail to achieve these New Year resolutions. Obviously, there's some reason why we can't achieve those. What are those? One is that we set very unrealistic resolutions which we cannot achieve, and over a period of time, over a period of days or weeks, we get frustrated and we say, oh, this is just not for me. I can't do it. Maybe next year. Maybe I'm not prepared for it. Maybe this is not for me. And that's the reason most of us flounder and fail. So, how do you set up New Year resolutions? How do you make them? This is the time to make them. So, how would you make this? There's one way, one technique which I'm going to talk about today. Listen carefully because this might help you set your New Year resolutions and go about fulfilling them, achieving them, so that at the end of this year, you can say that yes, I'm successful. I have achieved most of them or at least some of them. So friends, definitely you must have heard about this English word which we use very commonly, SMART, SMART, or Sugar, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Tango, as a ham radio operator or anyone who knows the radio phonetics would say. But when you're setting goals, the word SMART, if you break it down to SMART, attains a totally different meaning. What is that? S stands for specific. Your New Year resolutions have to be specific, meaning you have to decide what they are. Exactly what they are means what you want to have in the next 365 days or after 365 days, where you want to be, what you want to own, what you want to be as a person, what you want to be in the society or at your profession or job or business. So the goal has to be specific. So write down your new resolutions based on how specific they are and their relevance to you. Remember, the New Year resolution should contain goals that are very specific to you and only you, not to your family, not to your job, not to the society or not anyone else, because you are going to achieve them and the other persons around you can only serve as a catalyst or a means to achieve them. So S stands for specific. So your New Year resolutions have to be specific about what you wish to achieve in the next 365 days. So now let's move on to the alphabet M. M. What does M stand for? M stands for measurable. What do you mean by measurable? Of course, there's no measuring tape or a scale or a vernier caliper or some instrument on which you're going to measure. The only way to measure how far you're achieving your New Year resolutions or New Year goals is by the time. So your New Year resolutions have to be measurable. To be smart, they have also to be measurable. Measurable means at the end of each day, or the end of a week, or the end of a month, or maybe 3 months or 6 months, you have to be able to sit down, look back and see how much of these goals have you achieved, how much of your New Year resolutions have you achieved. You have to be able to measure your success and how near or far are you from achieving that specific objective. So your New Year resolution has to be smart. As I explained before, the alphabet S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, and I'm going to guide you about what is ART, which also stands for art. So I'm going to show you the art of achieving your New Year resolutions also. So friends, A, let's come to the alphabet A, the third letter in the word smart and the first letter in the word art. A means achievable, the goals that you can achieve, the New Year resolutions which you can achieve within 365 days. Obviously, everyone would have fabulous goals. I want to be Bill Gates, I want to be Peter Drucker, I want to be the best, biggest millionaire, Jeff Bezos, or I want to do this or that. Yes, those types of New Year resolutions are fine, but are they achievable? This is a question you have to ask yourself. And how would you go about answering that? You have to take an inventory of your personal skills and where you stand right now. Because where you stand right now is how you're going to define the path on how you're going to achieve these goals. So your goals, your New Year resolutions have to be achievable depending on your personal abilities, your personal skills, and the position where you're right now. If you're down, beaten, possibly poor, thinking about money, then you have to take that into consideration. Or if you're working somewhere, you have to understand that yes, this is something that I need to do. So you have to set an objective which is achievable over a period of 365 days, and that's an art in itself. So what does R stand for in this word smart? R signifies realistic, absolutely realistic, meaning you cannot set goals that are unrealistic if you want to achieve your New Year resolutions. What is being realistic? Being realistic is knowing what is achievable, what is non-achievable. If you want to be a billionaire, obviously within a year, that's not quite possible unless you win a lotto, and that too a really big lotto at that. But is that possible for everyone? Obviously it's not. So your goals, your New Year resolution has to be set on a very realistic basis. How do you do that? Again, you find out where you're standing, what are your skills, and what action that you need to take. What are the things you need to do with yourself, not with the others around you? What are the things that you have to take? What are the steps you have to take realistically to achieve these New Year resolutions within that specific span of 365 days? Because a New Year resolution is valid only for a year, 365 days, because most of us set resolutions on the last day of the year, which is December 31st. So in those 365 days, you have to achieve a target which is realistic. Therefore, make your New Year resolutions which are realistic and based on your current reality, which means taking into consideration external factors also, such as your family circumstances, economic situation in the country, the way the markets are moving, maybe stock markets or the currency markets or anything, because that also defines in some way how you're going to achieve your goals. Obviously, your skills also matter, your education matters, and lots of other things matter. But remember that the letter R, or realistic, is also very important. You cannot say, I want to reach planet Mars, unless you have a rocket and are an astronaut and there is technology to take you to planet Mars. But you can achieve a goal if it is realistic, such as maybe relocating to another country or to another city to make a better career. So now let's discuss the last alphabet of the word SMART, which is T for Tango. What does T stand for? Not the cup of tea that I'm talking about, which all of us like to have sometime. I love green tea, I love black tea, but I'm talking of T, which is time bound. What is a time bound New Year resolution? A time bound New Year resolution is that it has to be achieved within a specific period of time. There are three types of time bound resolutions that you can achieve within those 365 days or one calendar year. One, short-term goals. What are those short-term goals? Goals that you can achieve within a month, 2 months, or let's say 3 months. And you have to take into consideration the other factors, which are S, M, A, and R. Right? Specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic to reach the letter T. That is time bound. The second type of goals are mid-term goals, which you could possibly achieve within a period of 3 to 6 months in those 365 days. That is, say by the end of March or at the end of June. The third are long-term goals within that particular time span of 365 days. What are those long-term goals? It need not necessarily end on the December 31st of this year. It could end maybe next year, but still it has to be, you have to start the work right now if you wish to achieve the long-term goal. It could be a goal which is set for a period of 2 or 5 years, but you have to start working right now, from today, from 1st of January, and you have to move towards these goals, long-term goals, gradually, with purpose, deliberately, specifically, and by measuring your progress at every step, as I have explained, measurable. So these are the 5, you can say, magic words or magic alphabets to achieve your SMART goals, to set a New Year resolution. Now let's discuss also about what are the most common New Year resolutions that people try to set. And of course, there are many myriad types of New Year resolutions, depending on your personality, your situation, what you want to achieve, your age, and a lot of these factors. But I'll broadly define some of these common New Year resolutions that we all try to make and achieve. So friends, now that you know how to set SMART objectives, SMART New Year goals, that is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals for your New Year resolution, let's look at ways how you would write your New Year resolutions or create them. The first thing to do is identify what are your needs. Of course, we have a lot of needs, we have a lot of wants, but not all of them can be fulfilled realistically. And to be honest, nobody on this planet can achieve more than 2 to 3 or maximum 5 New Year resolutions. Unfortunately, a lot of us create a long list of New Year resolutions as though it's a shopping list. No, we cannot set those, because you will be wasting a lot of time and energy trying to chase these goals or these New Year resolutions, trying to fulfill these New Year resolutions, and you'll expend a lot of energy, possibly money and other resources, and squander away valuable time. Remember that our time is measured. It is just 24 hours a day. Everybody on this planet has 24 hours a day, so we cannot afford to waste a single second, a single minute towards achieving our New Year resolutions. So, the first thing to do is set between 3 to 5 New Year resolutions based on the technique or the SMART technique that I have shown you earlier. That is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Now, once we have these in mind, what are the New Year resolutions that are the most common? Of course, most of us want to get rich. That is the first thing that people want. Money is important to all of us. Why? Not merely because it buys us stuff or gives us that super feeling that, oh, we have some big bank balance or I have a specific amount of investments. Instead, why we need money is for a specific security, for meeting our daily costs, and for achieving future goals. The best way, therefore, is to set a financial goal which aims at creating or building long term wealth rather than short term gains. There are ways to have a few short term gains, but if you're going to focus on those short term gains, you're going to lose the focus on long term gains in making money. So, how do you set these goals to make or to build wealth over the next 365 days? That is what I'm going to tell you now. To achieve your financial goals, I would suggest that you visit your bank or credit union or download an app like Acorns or something like that, where you can start investing anything from say $3 to $5 or even $100 or whatever. I always believe in this old adage that income minus savings is equal to expenses. I repeat, income minus savings is equal to expenses. But unfortunately, a lot of us go the other way around. That is, we believe that income minus expenses is equal to savings. If you're going to focus on just income minus expenses is equal to savings, you're never going to achieve your financial goals for the new year or your New Year resolution to become rich or have some considerable amount of money stashed away is going to go futile, it's going to go waste, and you're not going to achieve it. So, set a realistic financial goal on how much you can save every month. As soon as you get your pay, keep aside the money, invest it, talk with your banker, if necessary, talk with a financial advisor, plan on how you're going to invest that money in various plans, various schemes, various legit schemes and plans that are going to give you the best possible dividends. And I emphasize on this word legit because there are lots of scams that are rife on the internet. So, the best way to achieve your financial goals, which are the most common for all of us, including me, is to have your savings aside, set your savings aside, and then spend from whatever is left over. That doesn't mean that you're going to live a very simple, frugal, unhappy life. No. But you have to define where you need to spend, how much you need to spend to have and maintain a decent, good, enjoyable lifestyle. So, what is the second New Year resolution that I get asked about most commonly? You will be surprised. I get a lot of these questions by email, sometimes on my articles, and sometimes in person or by calls. The second goal that people ask is, yes, I want to achieve a career goal. How do you go about achieving your career as a New Year resolution? How do you go pursuing your career in a New Year resolution? There are many ways to do it, several ways, but I'll talk about those 2 or 3 which I feel are the most relevant in today's world. Obviously, the very fact that you're watching this video implies that you have access to internet. One of the ways to achieve your career goals is by keeping yourself updated with the latest technologies or the latest happenings and the latest news in whatever the field you're specializing. You could be a student who wants to be an engineer or a doctor or anything like that, a management expert, an attorney, an architect, an interior decorator, a scientist, an astronaut, or just join the armed forces. But whatever it is, you have to find out what are the scope, what are the latest trends, and how I can go about achieving these goals to become what I want. And that is one way to set your career goals. And career goals are very important because a career is going to be a lifetime affair. It has to be a lifetime love affair with your career, because unless you love your career, you're going to end up a very happy woman or a very unhappy man. Therefore, your career goals have to be very specific using the same technique as I said, SMART, SMART. So, the other way to set your career goal is by knowing what are your skills, what are you interested in. Obviously, every one of us has a passion, and if we follow those passions, then it is assured that you will succeed. Your passion, people may laugh at it. You may be a good cook, but you may feel that if I become a cook, I may be ridiculed by people. But think of it the other way. What if you become a chef? You could become a chef at one of the topmost hotels and resort chains, and maybe one day you could be a celebrity chef. So take first into consideration what are your personal interests when setting your career goals. So what are the third types of goals? And these are the most common ones which I get asked about. They are personal goals. Now what are these personal goals? I want to quit smoking, I want to quit drinking, oh, I'm going to get into shape, I'm obese, I want to slim down, etc., etc., and etc. Yes, these are legit goals, these are legitimate goals, these are legitimate New Year resolutions, and you can go about achieving them. But what is required for them is complete dedication. The first thing, if you're a smoker or a drinker or you want to stay fit, find out what are the flip sides, of doing or engaging or indulging in these unhealthy things. You will have to definitely find them out, because you will know then what are the benefits of kicking those things, such as shedding a few extra pounds, kicking the smoking habit, stopping drinking, or any other vice that you may have. Or it could be a personal goal like going on a cruise or going on a vacation. So, what are the benefits if the goals are positive, like going on a vacation, going on a cruise, or becoming a family man, or even getting married? You have to think on the positives. Now, what are the positives? And you have to find out how you are going to go about achieving them, and whether they are negative or positive goals. Study the pros and cons. If you have something like a vice, what are the ill effects of vice? And if you're going to have a New Year resolution, such as getting married, such as going on a cruise, starting a family, then read the pros or the benefits of doing those things and how to go about those. Fortunately, there's a lot of material on how to lead a happy life and all that, which are available on our website, moneyconnection.com, or you could even question me about that. You can ask me questions on this video, and I'll definitely try my best on how to achieve them, because unless you have a New Year resolution, it is not going to be possible to lead a happy life. So in the end, let me tell you why New Year resolutions are important. A New Year heralds the beginning of a year, a beginning of a calendar year which spans exactly for 365 days. So if you multiply it by 24 hours a day, multiplied by 365 days, you will find out how many hours you have. Perhaps you could break it down into minutes. So all of us are gifted with these 24 hours for 7 days a week for 365 days a year. Now this time is not going to come back. 2010 is not going to come back anymore. The year 2000 isn't going to occur again. So what you have to do is, in this particular year which you're approaching, you have to see what you can do to improve your overall lot, your overall personality, your overall situation, your overall finances, and to lead a happy life. So friends, why are New Year resolutions important? Because a New Year resolution deals with a span of our life. None of us know how long we are going to live. And we have no time machine to go back into history or go further into the future and look what's going to happen to us or where we are going to stand. So every second, every minute, every day of this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week and 365 days of the year are important. Unless we set those goals, unless we have those New Year resolutions, and unless we go on achieving them, we might have a disastrous life later. And remember, regretting at a later date does not serve any purpose, because I've seen a lot of people who set New Year resolutions, they fail to achieve them, and after a few years, they are steeped in regret, they're mired in regret, they go into depression, and there's nothing that can be done about it, because time once wasted cannot come back. So my friends, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. If you like my video, please subscribe to it and post your comments. If you like this video, also do not forget to share with your friends, because somebody may like something and could make a New Year resolution that would make them a happy person thanks to you. So dear friends, I conclude by saying Happy New Year. Set smart New Year resolutions and go about achieving them. Stay connected with us on Money Connection. Till we meet again. Bye.